Imagine you're talking with your friend, all right? And then suddenly out of nowhere, you get a notification, or your phone rings, or your phone buzzes. What are you going to do? You're going to take your phone and you're going to check out who texted you, or from where you got the notification, right? So your phone is controlling you, but at the same time, imagine this. Your phone is about to die, all right? And you are charging your phone. So you're controlling your phone, all right, from dying. So who's actually in charge of your life, you or your phone? Well, in today's theory, we're going to talk about how both of you are actually in charge of your life. Welcome back to Academic Theories 101, where I take complex academic scientific theories and turn them into easy to understand practical strategies for students, researchers, and managers. Today we're going to talk about actor network theory, also known as ANT. By the end of this video, you're going to learn about what actor network theory actually is, the practical implication for managers, the criticism and critiques of the theory, the important references you need to know, and the measurement scales for researchers. Well, the actor network theory, or ANT in short, sounds a little bit complicated, right? But it's actually not. It's a brilliant way to explain how humans and objects are interconnected somehow, all right? Now, let me give you an example of a wheelchair. So when a person is sitting on a wheelchair, right? The wheelchair has been adjusted. At the same time, the person is sitting the way he's sitting, and how the wheelchair has been structured and adjusted. Like, everything comes together and working together. The humans and objects or technologies or softwares together at the same time. Now, there are 4 elements of actor network theory. Let's talk about it one by one. Now, number 1 is problematization. What is it? Now, it's about figuring out how to become indispensable. Now, let me give an example. Let's just say there's an office, and in the office, the deadlines are being missed because of all the messy emails and all this stuff. So what you do, you bring out a new management app called, let's give an example, agentcron.ai, because it's one of the best management tools, right? So you bring this and you tell your employees that this is the only way, all right? So you're making it indispensable. Now, number 2 is profit sharing. Now, how is it? It's about locking your allies in place, basically. Now, let me give an example. You put all the boss's approval on and all the important documents and everything in Agent Cron, which is a management tool. So what happens is, if somebody wants to access those things, they have to go to agentcron.ai or any management tool. You see what I mean? And number 3 is enrollment, which basically is defining and coordinating everyone's role. Now let me give an example. So in the management tool or agentcron.ai, because it's one of the best management tools which I use, you set roles for everyone and they're using it. You see, and everybody's enrolled in that app, and everyone knows their specific place in the network. So that's basically enrollment. And at last but not least, number 4, which is mobilization, which is ensuring spokespersons are truly representative, which basically means that everyone and your whole team is moving together. At a big meeting, for example, the management pulls all the app's dashboard and everything speaks and represents the entire team's hard work on that platform. You see what I mean? So everything's together in one place. Lastly, the ANT theory, or ANT, talks about how we should not label people, or label in general, society versus individual, or this and that, because at the end of the day, everything's interconnected together. You see what I mean? Well, before I continue, I would like to talk about the sponsor for today's video. Now, instead of having 10 different subscriptions for your personal life, your business, your project management, and everything you need, agentcron.ai is literally everything you need. Your whole team, all your work in one place. All your office tools, all your AI agents, all your people, everybody working together. Now, instead of having a million tabs open in your browser, all you need is agentcron.ai. Thanks to AgentCron for sponsoring this video. Now, if you're a manager, how would you use ANT in your workplace? Let's talk about it.
Now, number one is the human and tech loop. Humans influence objects and objects influence humans, which we talked about before, right? And it's also an ongoing process of negotiation. So notice how your behavior and the talk change when you have your favorite objects or technologies or softwares versus when you don't. Number two is drop the rigid labels. Now get rid of all this confusing or all this weird categories that holds you back, like customer versus non-customer and all these things, because you need to understand that even the non-customers or non-users are heavily influenced by your products and also you're influenced by them. Now number three is question the routine. Now do not take for granted the way you are currently doing things in your organization. Instead, you need to actively think of better way of doing things and how people and machine can work together, or people or softwares or technologies can work together because they're interconnected, as we talked about before, right? And number four is, this is very funny, you need to rearrange furniture. Now, physical objects like your desk which are facing towards the wall, can be stressful and they might think they're isolated. But if you face your furniture or your table facing the people, they might feel that they're collaborating. Now it depends on you and it depends on the feedback loop and how you do it, because every organization is different, every situation is different, every context is different, so it's up to you to figure out. You see what I mean? But you need to understand that objects, humans, technologies, softwares, they are interconnected and they influence each other.
Of course, not all theories are perfect. Even if you have the best theories in the world, alright? There will be criticism, people will come and research about it and try to find mistakes and criticize about it, regardless of any theory there is. You see what I mean? So, let's talk about the theories, let's talk about the criticism about ANT.
So number one, it's purely descriptive. The theory distance itself from modern science. It focuses strictly on describing what happens, but refuses to explain the causes behind why it happens. For example, it's like a detective vividly describing a messy car crash in perfect details, but it's completely refusing to figure out who actually caused it. Number two, it ignores human emotion. ANT is biased towards non-human objects. It completely ignores complex human elements like morality, personal convictions, and emotional folding over time. Now, it treats like a stressed, crying employee similar to a broken stapler. So you see right here. So the weight and importance of a human and an object is similar. So it's a little bit problematic. Now, number three is the black box problem. So it treats the entire organization as a mere black box of networks, assuming you can understand the whole company just by looking at it on a surface level connections. Now, to explain this in easy to understand way, it's basically like looking at a company like a simple vending machine. You press a button, a product comes out, but it's actually missing all the messy, chaotic silos, politics, and everything which is happening inside the organization, all the emotional stuff. It's not looking at it. So it's just looking at it like a vending machine. You press a button and a product comes out, and that's it. So it's kind of problematic.
Well, if you are a student or a researcher and you want all the academic references, well, I got your back. Everything's in the description. Plus, at the same time, if you're a researcher and you want the measurement scales for qualitative or quantitative, I got your back. Everything will be in the description, so it's easy for you to access everything. I know my explanation is a little bit easy to understand and very layman terms. It's actually intentional because I want everyone to understand my videos. I don't want to put academic, like very hardcore academic jargons words, you know what I mean? I wanted everything to be very straightforward and easy to understand. Well, with that said, thank you so much for watching this video and see you next time.